And we are live. What up, guys? Welcome. If this is your first time watching this show, this is Fishy Hour. My name is Roman, and we're doing this show every day of the week, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Until this coronavirus thing gets the stay-at-home thing gets lifted. It's a place for us to hang out, talk about fishing, and enjoy each other's company, and talk about even how we're handling being stuck at home and not being able to fish. So let's get into it. Let's get caught up on the chats. Today, you guys jumped in a little early. I love it. And I see there's already 12 people in here. That's so cool. Let me go catch up on the chats, and then we'll take the show from there. Before we get into the actual intro. Let's see. Boom. There it is. All right. What up, guys? Mark in the house. Yes. Oscar's in the house. Yes. Let's see. The Mel Lifestyle's in the house. What's up? I don't think you've been in here before, so welcome to the show. Let's see, Mark Gates is in the house. Mike's in the house. What's up, Mike? Ray's in the house. What up, Ray? Nice. If you gotta go to work, I understand, Ray. I'm not gonna get sad, but I don't want you to get in trouble. Let's see, Jet's in the house. Welcome back, Jet. Let's see, what else is in here? Colin's in the house. What up, Colin? Welcome. Brian's back. Welcome. Let's see, One-Handed Angler, Darren. Woohoo! Welcome back, dude. This is great. All right, cool. So there it is. We are ready to rock. Let's get this show going. Hope you guys have a refreshing beverage. Oops. A refreshing beverage. Let's see. Make sure I got everybody. Christina in the house. What up? Is it Christina? Christina. Oh, that's not Christina. That's Christian. Christian in the house. What up? Sorry, bro. I didn't get my ass checked. Christian in the house, welcome. Okay, here we go. Nice. We'll talk about the pull-ups in a second. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Fishy Hour, where we talk about fishing. Oh, I almost opened my soda too soon. Fishing and the status of being stuck at home and not being able to fish. A place where we can build community, to help each other with fishing issues, and get tips, give tips, and have 1 hour of the day where you're not stressing out, and it's just an hour of having fun, relaxing with a refreshing beverage. Cheers, guys. Hit me up in the chat. Put what you're drinking. What your beverage of choice. What your choice of beverage was for today. All right. Oh, Sam, I didn't forget you, Sam. I'll finish doing the shout outs. Here we go. I got to Christian and turned away from the screen. Christian's in the house. Jeff is in the house. This is a different Jeff. Welcome, Jeff. Sam is in the house. Never forget Sam. What up, Sam? Let's see. Ray's in the house. Mike. Aaron's in the house. What up, Aaron? Good to have you back. Let's see. All right, cool. I think I got everybody. Sorry if I missed you. I'll come back and review. Tony Gwynn beer. Nice. Okay, so I green tea with peppermint. Nice. That's a good one. What up? Oh, what's up, Vince? Welcome to the show. Basically, right now we're just kind of reviewing what everybody's drinking. Because it's lockdown and you want to know. I chose to resist the lockdown. It looks like fishing will happen on Friday. Ooh, Mark. Oh, so are you gonna? So from what I've been reading, the only people that can fish at this point are people that have like what is it called? Commercial fishing licenses. So wasn't sure. Ray, fruit punch, bang energy, nice. Aaron, a Pepsi, that's a good one. Cool. Water as always, Brian, nice. Staying healthy, staying hydrated, good. That's perfect. So I don't know what the latency is on this show, but I chose a different setting on the live stream today to hopefully make it a little bit more real time, so I can see you guys' chat and you guys get to see my reaction to your chat a little bit faster than the last couple of days. So let's see how that works. Mark with Angry Orchard. That's Angry. I've wanted to try Angry Orchard for a while and I haven't made the time to try it. Vince, ginger ale. My wife loves ginger ale. I love it too. Let's see. She likes all like the ginger root beers, all that stuff. Sam, be careful fishing. Yeah, dude, be careful fishing for sure. Cause at this point, it's commercial fishing only. I thought. What part of town are you in? Like, are you fishing in San Diego or are you fishing up in like LA County? All right, cool. Oh, Maker's Mark. Dang, that's some serious stuff. There we go. Keeping it real. Double gulp Diet Coke. Nice. Double gulp. That's awesome. Roman, have you locked up CA? Have you looked up? Sorry, my bad. Have you looked up California Section 25? I have not, Jet. Let me look that up. Let's see. What is it? What is it? Is it regarding like oh, Dr. Pepper. I love Dr. Pepper. California Code Section 25. Vehicle code or penal code? Yeah, which code set are you talking about? Or penal code is let's see. Maybe I think you're talking about vehicle code, maybe? It isn't lawful for any person to display or cause permit display. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can you let us know a little bit more about that? California Section 25. Let's see. Bourbon and ginger beer. Ooh, that's a good combo. I never tried that before. Sounds good though. Root beer. A lot of root beer. That's cool. Sam, now is a good time to tune up everything and organize your gear. Yep, I have all my rods paired up and I'm ready to go. Perfect. Do you guys use those rod covers? Like it's like the little rod. It's like neoprene over the. Sorry, not the rod cover. The reel covers. It's like a neoprene reel cover with a little piece of Velcro on there. Let me know if you guys use those. And it's perfect. I like you guys saying what's up to each other. Good. Let's see. That's good. Okay, so earlier we were talking about yesterday we talked about Grease the Groove. So I'm gonna do another bit of more info on that. So Grease the Groove is basically a way for you to do one thing over and over again throughout the day without maxing out, so that the neural pathways in your brain and in the nerve systems that control that action become used over and over and over, so that it makes those neural pathways more efficient. So that way that when you do those things, you can do them better and stronger with not as much effort, right? So I started with this thing. This is a 100-pound like a gripper, and when I first got it, I wasn't able to grip it all the way through, and I just kind of started doing the Grease to Groove technique of having it on my desk, and whenever I get up from my desk, I would grab it, try to scrunch it down, and then do the other side, boom, and then set it down, and then kind of walk away, do whatever you need to do, and then like for whatever reason, if I ever got up again, I would grip it again and then move on, and then throughout the day, you end up doing like I don't know, I don't even know how many I never counted, but I've shifted from that to now include a pull up. So I'm doing a pull up whenever I would normally do the gripper. So now I'm doing the gripper and I'm doing a pull up. And I mean, I'm stuck at home. I have a pull-up bar set up. It's right outside of my office. So it's just one way for me to keep myself busy and actually like make small gradual improvements. And I can already feel stronger as far as like my pull-up skill. My form is getting better, and I can do. I haven't tried I haven't tried to max out on my pull-ups, but I for sure I'm doing one for now, and it feels super easy. I might have to start doing two per attempt. Okay. The key is that you don't do as much as you do less than half of what your max is, so that you can continue to do them throughout the day and not feel sore or like get hurt the whole time you're doing it, basically. Okay. So Grease a Groove. And I'm putting that on Instagram now. I put a camera on top of my pull-up bar. So I can do an Instagram story post every time I do a pull-up. So if you want to do them with me, set up a pull-up bar, and whenever you see me do a pull-up, run over there and just get a pull-up in real quick, and we can improve together. Okay. Sandra, what up? Sandra, it's the first time in the stream. Welcome. Sandra S. Oh, hey, Sandra. Oh, I recognize you. Cool. Nice to have you. First time on Fishy Hour. Welcome. So basically, we just sit here talk about fish and random stuff that pops into my head. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm going to put the phone number up. Phone number is up on the screen, guys. If you guys want to call in and ask a question or talk about your day, just try to keep it positive and curse free. Let's see. Vince is in the house. What up, Vince? Use them on all my reels. Okay, good. That's a good one. Okay, so Vince does use neoprene covers on all the reels. I need to start doing that. I have a bunch of the covers and I never put them on. Let's see, Leonard. Yeah, I use reel covers and rod covers. Okay, cool. I don't use reel covers. Mark doesn't use reel covers. I'm too lazy. Yeah, me too. That's kind of how I feel. Salty SoCal. Are there any places in LA? Sorry, are there any places in La Jolla to rent Hobie kayaks? Ooh, that's a great question. There used to be a company out called I think it was called San Diego Kayak Fishing. Yeah, I think it was called San Diego Kayak Fishing. Their website was San Diego Kayak Fishing. Let me see if they're still up. San Diego Kayak Fishing, and they would meet you there and like drop off the kayak, and you rent like fishing gear. Kayak fishing. Let's see if they're still up. There it goes. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see that site loading up anymore. I think they're out of business. But yeah, there used to be a company that would rent the kayak for you, and they'd meet you at wherever you're going to fish from, and La Jolla or whatever, and then they would deploy it. They used to pull up in like a converted ambulance with like a ton of Hobies back there. I think it's a pretty cool idea for a business, but it's probably not very profitable if you're not charging too much. Cool. Let's see. Dr. Roman. Not even close. Section 25 talks about how no law can be created limiting fishing. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I see. If you look up California Section 25, it's top results. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a very interesting point. I'm not sure if that gets trumped by like a state of emergency or whatever. Or like by the time you go through like a lawsuit or something, it's going to be over. So I don't know. That's a good question though. It's a good question. I think tomorrow they're doing some kind of presentation. I saw it on Instagram. Let's see. Salty. Brian. Oh yeah, so maybe like Fastlane will demo the kayak for you so you can try it out, but they won't let you borrow to go to La Jolla for sure. Do you recommend hydrochloroquine, Dr. Castro? I have no idea. I just heard that some people try some. It's all like anecdotal at this point. Like I don't think there's any official results on any kind of testing, and so I wouldn't recommend it because I think if the dosage isn't correct, you can end up like hurting yourself like even worse than if you just had corona. Like I think from what I've been reading, it actually makes your, like some people that are healthy that get the COVID-19 get sick, and then their immune system overreacts to it, and like it's an immune system that's having the issue. So then if they take that, it'll dampen down their immune system so it doesn't hurt themselves, right? Like it's autoimmune at that point. But if you don't have that, if you're older and then your immune system is already compromised, taking that lowers your immune system even more. So right, and that's just like some of the things. And then on top of that, there's other side effects of that drug. If you don't take it in the right proportion and the right dosage, you can get like you have a heart attack basically. So I wouldn't do any of that hydro, whatever it's called, because there's no science behind it as far as treating COVID. They're doing trials now, but that doesn't mean that it's proven effective, right? They can do trials and they could say, okay, yeah, we tried it, and everybody that we tried it with passed away, or they had this crazy side effect. So it's not worth to try to. It's not proven to treat COVID, right? So I wouldn't mess with that because it's not been approved by FDA yet, and it's not 100% proven to be working, and you can end up hurting yourself more than anything else. Arsic in the house. What's up, Arsic? One-handed angler. To Article 1, Declaration of Rights, Section 25 is that Jet is referring to. Oh, okay. So like the state constitution that says we're guaranteed the right to access the water. I understand that, but like they've done things like that in the past, or even like the children's pool, right? Or like the children's pool, we should have the right to access the water, but they close it for part of the year for the seals, right? So that's going against Section 25 of the Constitution of California, right? So I don't think they're gonna have an issue like blocking us from fishing for this thing. So I'm not saying I agree with it, but at the same time I don't disagree with it, because it's for our own safety, right? As long as we stay safe, and that stuff doesn't spread. Because if you think about it, it's not a cold, guys. It's something completely different that humanity has never experienced in the past, right? So we don't even know 100% what it does to your body, right? So a lot of people are getting like lung issues. That's why they're putting on respirators, right? So but we don't know what all the side effects are yet, or how it interacts with humanity, right? On top of that, we don't have anything to treat any symptoms for it, because we don't even know what all the symptoms are yet, right? And on top of that, there's no vaccination for it, right? So we can't get a vaccine and not get it and go out and have fun, right? On top of that, even more, to make it even worse, there hasn't been any contact tracing for the source, right? So that we don't even know where it came from at this point. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors, but nothing's been confirmed as far as where it came from. So theoretically, patient 0 or patient 1 that got the infection, there could be multiple patient 1s or patient 0s, if that's even the way to describe it. Like the original source, whether it came from a bat or from a pig or from whatever, that initial transition from animal to human, we still haven't found out where that happened, right? So then at that point, that means that it could be happening again and again and again, and we don't even know it. So like you know what I mean? So it's still up in the air until we have a vaccine. I wouldn't be too in a hurry to get out there and get infected. Yeah, but the opposite of that is that we'll be stuck at home with cabin fever, right? Like Mark says. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, tomorrow, big meeting tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. They're gonna talk about. I think the regulations are like if they're gonna. I think it had to do with salmon fishing, for commercial fishing, but I don't know. Anywhere on Instagram, people have been reposting it. I saw that. I think it's gonna be like a go-to meeting or like a Zoom meeting on it, and if it's a call-in, good luck, because I think it's gonna be if it's call-in, it's probably gonna be too many people calling in. You won't be able to call in, but I hope it's a online like Zoom or like a go-to meeting. Then it's probably easier for us to chime in. Okay, Salty SoCal 22, trying to do some kayak fishing in La Jolla with my dad. Both have intermediate experience, but don't have hobbies, and the paddle maybe little much to target yellows. Yep, paddling distance sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, you do the foot pedals do help, but paddling is fine, dude. Just make a day out of it. Don't expect to go out there and come back in like an hour or two. Really, you have to go early on a day when it's not so surgy or not when the surf is low. It should be good. Hopefully, by the time they lift this ban on getting people out, so you have time to think about it and plan it out. That said, pedals do help, or even a motor would be awesome, like an electric motor. Okay, I'm turning into alcoholic. Got nothing else to do. Arsik, drink something else. Arsik, drink a soda or seltzer water or like a ginger beer. But yeah, that is true. I mean, it's difficult to keep yourself entertained at home. Okay, let's see, Sambo. So if someone told you that a lure doesn't catch fish, would you not use it? That's a great question. It depends who told me. If somebody was new at fishing and they told me that a specific lure didn't work, I would take it with a grain of salt. And if I really wanted to try that lure, I would try for myself. You know what? Even if somebody that was more experienced than me told me that a lure didn't work, I would still kind of want to try it myself. I don't know. I think I'm kind of thick-headed that way. But if somebody told you that a lure worked, then you would definitely want to try it, right? So anyway, I guess it depends on who's saying that it would work or wouldn't work. Okay, let's see. Unconditional, just salty from the lack of salt water. Yeah, unconstitutional. I'm just salty from. Yeah, it is unconstitutional. That's correct. If you had the virus, would you try I'm gonna learn how to say this right now, guys. Hydrochloroquine. If I had the virus, would I try hydrochloroquine? I would not. For the reasons stated earlier, I don't know what the side effects are. I wouldn't know what the prescribed effective dose is, and there's also if you take like a Tylenol bottle or like an Advil bottle, and you look at all of the recommendations for dosages, it says like for adults, take like 2 every 4 hours or something like that, 2 every 6 hours, no more than 8 per 24 hours, right? That's there's a real reason for that. Like if you take more than those 8, depending on your body type or your weight, you could damage your liver, right? You could just like and like die from taking Tylenol, right? It has to do with how much of that medication is effective and how much, and there's a range where it gets past a certain point where it becomes like counterproductive, where it's hurting you more than doing good for you. So since there's no recommendations on what the prescription would be for hydrochloroquine for if you had a coronavirus or whatever, first of all, there's no proof that it actually even helps. So that's number one. And number two is there's no prescription guidelines, so by weight or whatever, so how much to take. So, and then the third thing is if you take too much, you could get like a heart attack. So not even worth it at this point to even try, unless your doctor recommends it and he tells you how much to take. Okay. No self-prescribing hydrochloroquine because we don't even know if it works yet. Okay. So Arsik, remember when you used to Cheeto or a gummy worm and caught something in La Jolla? That's nice. I don't think that was me. I think that was somebody else, but I appreciate that. Let's see. I'm getting dry skin in my I'm getting dry skin in my mouth. That's funny. I was eating gummy worms and put it on my hook and caught a rockfish. Nice. Perfect. Let's see. I use the paddle yak in La Jolla. You're vibing. Nice. Okay, cool. See? There you go. So Alex takes a paddle kayak to La Jolla, and it's not a big deal. Maybe for your pops it might be a little bit more stressful. But try it out. Maybe start in the bay. Let's see, Sam, you're absolutely right. If Arsik told me that lure didn't work, I would definitely try it because I know he doesn't know what he's doing. That's so sad. Oh, and just for the record, guys, Sam and Arsik are friends in real life, so they pick on each other like that. So it's all good. Don't think that there's a battle going on here. It's just friends hanging out. Cool. Frank, let's see. More chances of getting COVID from Costco or Vons than kayak fishing. Just saying. I agree. That's true. That's so true. Thank God I don't work at a super. Thank God I don't work at a supermarket. Down in SD, what's up? Welcome to the show. Let's see. Might as well work at the hospital if you work at a grocery store. Yeah, that's pretty much true, Frank. It's definitely the unsung heroes that are working at the grocery store. Um, and like I said yesterday, uh, people that work at the grocery store make it possible for those grocery stores to stay open, obviously, and that's in a way calming to society because if we knew that the grocery stores were going to be closed, people would just riot and it would be crazy. I think. Ray, Hobby rental for SD Big Bay at Echo Boats is pretty legit. Okay, cool, awesome, Ray. Thanks for hitting us up with that. So there you go. If you're looking for a hobby rental, check out Eco Boats. So that's perfect. I'm not sure if they have ecoboats.com, but they're in La Jolla, so that they'll get you on a hobby. Super cool. All right, Jet. I have a paddle yak I got for $80. Nice. I keep it in Mission Bay to be safe. Oh, perfect. Cool. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal on a kayak. Hope it floats. That's good. Okay, there you go. Look at Ray's got more info. They provide rod, reel, net, and everything. Boom. There you go. So check them out on Instagram. Echo Boats. Perfect. Thanks, Ray. Awesome. Okay, so what else we got going here? All right. Any more questions? Pop them in the comments, and I'm gonna think of a prompt for you guys. Let's see. I'm gonna switch this over here. Whoa. There we go. All right. So I'm thinking about something. Questions I had from earlier. Oh, sorry I missed you. Trinidad, what up? Trinidad from TJ, what's up? Saludos. Welcome. Trinidad, if you what do you guys are you guys also quarantined in TJ? Like, or not quarantined, but are you guys stay at home in TJ? What's the status over there for you guys? That'd be some good info to have. See, Sam was working Sam works at a supermarket, so he said it was crazy today. I bet it's crazy. Thanks for hanging in there, Sam. Keeping people sane. So Dana Point, Long Beach, and Marina del Rey are still open to launch. Oh, that's cool. Dana Point. Cool, Dana Point. Roman, any experience with Major Craft rods? If so, likes and dislikes. Vince, that's a great question for me and the group. I don't have any experience with Major Craft rods. Anybody else in the chat? Have you guys used a Major Craft rod? If so, let me know. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Put it in the comments or call in and tell us your experience, what your experience has been with those kind of rods. We're helping out Vince with this one. Thanks for the question, Vince. Are any of you guys doing like other hobbies now that you can't fish? That's a good question too. Like, what's your plan B when you can't fish? Sam all he uses is Phoenix rods. Nice. So I have a couple of Phoenix rods. I have a couple of Shimano rods. Good rods. I really like Major Craft lures a lot. So the rods are probably sick. This is from Aaron. Aaron fishes a ton, so I would take his advice. I know Aaron's probably one of the most fishy between Aaron and and Ray. Those guys fish a lot, so I bet they're probably having a harder time than I am not being able to fish because you guys are always out there. Here's Ray. Could never afford a Major Craft. Spent the money on gear before can save it. Oh, nice. Before I can save it. Nice. Nice. Where can you launch in Long Beach? Coming from Sandra. I don't even know if they're still open either. Anybody in the Long Beach area, let us know if you know where you can launch from. Oh, if I can't fish, I go shooting. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's fun. I haven't gone shooting in a long time. It's fun. All right, we got 31 people in the house. 33 people in the house. Let's take a minute or take a second to give this video a thumbs up so we can get the rest of the followers in here and do a bigger stream. Okay, let's see. I've been using 6-gill rods and reels. Okay, down in SD, 6-gill rods and reels. Do you like those down in SD? Are those what would you give them? Would you recommend those or not? David Torres, I have a Major Craft Nano Ace and I love it. I use it for yak fishing in the Bay Area for lings, and these things have a nice backbone to get the lings out of the rocks. Perfect. I have the MH710. That's like a good size for a kayak rod. Medium heavy. Perfect. There you go, David. Thanks for sharing that with us. That's good information. Ray, definitely itching for some fishing. Aaron, feeling my pain. Oscar, I'm saving my ammo for now. Nice. Nice. That's crazy. All right. Coach Warp in the house. Notification said you were starting at 8:30. Sorry, Coach. Last night when we finished the stream, I started the next post. I basically scheduled it, and it took whatever time it was when I scheduled it instead of the time I wanted it to be, so 7. I apologize, Coach. I didn't notice until I jumped onto Instagram and somebody told me that it was off. But yeah, every day at 7, even if I mess it up, every day at 7. Let's see. USMC is back in the house. USMC 6174K crew. Ah, I get it. The crew. Okay, cool. Okay. I have a Turner. I have a Turner California CSX 966 2S, which is a 9-foot 6-inch trout salmon rod. Does anyone know about this rod? Couldn't find much info on it. Purchased Fred Hall show for $189 for surf fishing. Okay, a 9.6 rod. That's pretty big. And I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to look it up real quick on Google, see if anything comes up. Because we have the internet. A picture of a train comes up. Let's see. Rod. All right, we have our first caller for the evening. Let's see who this is. Hey, this is Roman. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Yay, first caller of the night. Welcome. Thanks for calling. Who is this?
Hey, Roman, it's Brian.
Hey, Brian. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. Trying to stay busy and productive.
Yeah, it's kind of tough right now, huh?
For sure.
Got a lot of free hours lately.
I know. It's so crazy. Coach Worf, I'll call you back. Coach Worf, call back in a second. Or call back in a couple.
I didn't even see Coach Worf and a snake story. Oops.
Isn't that funny? Coach Worf is awesome. He's letting us have it with the snake stories. So how you been? How you been holding up?
Pretty good. Haven't fished for 3, I think this Saturday. So starting to get the shakes. Want to get out there again, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, this time. So you were able to fish this Saturday? This past Saturday?
No, 3 Saturdays ago. So I guess 2 weeks from last Saturday.
Okay.
So we fished Mission Bay.
Nice. How did you do?
But yeah, that was the last time I was out on my boat. It's terrible.
Oh. Oh, it's sad. At least you can't say like I clobbered him last time. He's like, oh, you want to go back and redeem yourself.
Yeah, I think we got maybe 20 little spotties that day. I don't think we had maybe one legal.
Nice.
So it was pretty slow as far as legals go, but still, it was a nice day out there. It was sunny.
Yeah, perfect. Did you get your shirt?
Seems like we've been getting a ton of rain lately. What's that?
Did you get your shirt?
I did. I got 2 of them. And,
oh, nice.
I appreciate you giving me that.
Awesome. Thank you.
That code. And I'm going to order a 3rd one with that. I'm actually thinking I might save it until you get one of those lures painted up.
Oh, nice. What did you end up getting? What shirts?
I got the Grumpy Spotty colored in black.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it's nice. So I was going to call in and talk about, I guess, how to find the fish.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody told me once, no matter what lure you have, or how good of a fisherman you are, if you're not where the fish are at, it doesn't even matter. You got to be able to find the fish.
Exactly. Perfect. That's really good. So, let's go on that.
So I was calling to talk about mainly the bays, because that's mainly what I fish. And I also fish the kelp out in front of La Jolla.
Yep.
But for me, in the bays, finding the fish, everybody's got their honey hole and secret spot. But if you're new to the bay, and if you're in a kayak or on a boat, or even if you're shore pounding, what information could you share as far as finding a spot?
Like what to look for, like as for a potential good spot. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of people just paddle out, look around. It's a flat bay.
Yep.
And they're a little confused. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I like I key in on the first thing I key in on is the current. Is there water movement where I'm fishing? And if there is, that's usually a good sign. The other thing I key in on is there eelgrass, right? I don't necessarily care about structure at this point, mostly eelgrass. And I want the eelgrass to be green. So I want green eelgrass. So if you're catching, you're snagging up some grass and you bring it up and it's brown, like I'd probably move on to a different spot. So I'm looking for green eelgrass. Right. I'm looking for water movement, so the current. And then if it's overall, if there's a current overall in the whole bay, then I look for sections of the bay where it kind of like, where it funnels down, or where the current hits a point and it has to come around the bend, or around some structure, because that's usually a good spot for like a fish to hang out in the current break and just watch stuff swim by, and it just pounces on whatever's food, right? So I look for places.
So very similar for me also. I like you did a perfect diagram the other week or the other day of the tide swing.
Yeah.
And I keep my eye on that, because when you get to slack tide, sometimes it's slow. But anybody I'm fishing with, I always say, "Hey, hold on. When it's on, and that's usually when the big tide swing hits.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you might have an hour with maybe 1 or 2 fish, and then that tide swing hits, and then it's on. The fish are biting, and you got to get your lines out there at that point.
Exactly. That's
for me. The tide swings usually in the morning, and like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when I'm usually on the water. So the tide swings are usually around those times.
Yeah,
But you can always check your chart, and you can always go online to check the tide swings also.
Exactly. Do you use any apps to check the tide?
I'm actually lucky. I have a Simrad fish finder on my boat.
Oh, perfect.
That I think it's called the Go 9, and I just hit a button and it tells me the tide. So
oh, perfect. That's so good.
I'm pretty spoiled that way, having that on my boat. I haven't always had that though. I just got this boat this year and came with that. So I love that feature on the Simrad Go 9.
That's perfect. So good. I used to have I use a what is it? I'm trying to find the app that I use for. I think it's called Tide Charts. It's an app on the Apple Store. But yeah, that's what I usually check, and you can see definitely where the current's gonna be on that day. And like I'm kind of bad about fishing early in the morning, like at sunrise. Like I really like to sleep in.
Wait, I've seen you out there first thing in the morning a few times.
Yeah, that's probably when
I
like
know you're out there early sometimes.
sometimes, yeah, when I like drag myself out of bed, because if usually what I'll end up doing is I'll end up working into the night, and then it's like hard for me to wake up. So I'd rather stay up late and work on stuff, and then. But if I know it's gonna be like a big event or like a special thing, then I'll make the time and go to bed early, and get up on time to get out there.
Yep.
Yeah. But I do like fishing at night.
One location.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say one location I was gonna share that I saw you fishing, so I know you know about it, but I'm gonna share with everybody. Is at the end of the Coronado Bridge, where the golf course is. There's a beach right there.
Yeah.
I call that spot Big Beach. So if you're having like a slow day and you're in a kayak or you're in a boat and you have access over that golf course area,
yep,
that particular beach right there has awesome eelgrass. And I call it Deep Beach because there's a ton of small spotties in there. But if you're taking somebody that's new,
yeah,
or you just want to get some numbers, you can go over that beach almost any time of the year, no matter what the current, no matter what the day weather's like. And that place is full of small spotties. So if somebody is new to the bay, new to fishing, and you want to get them on some numbers just so they're having fun, I recommend that spot right over there. I'll give that location away.
It's a cool spot because, like you're saying, you can catch a lot of little dinks, and you kind of just get to learn what the bite feels like. That's key. And
it's I think that's a good area to learn too, because it has a lot of thick eelgrass, and you can get the feel of dragging your lure through that eelgrass, and feeling the difference between getting snagged up on the eelgrass and actually getting a fish through over there.
That's true. That's another good point too. That's so good. The other thing I was gonna say is that area is good for. Oh yeah, I think it's good because I think that area is good for fishing like that because there's no access from land. It's all gotta be either on a float tube or on a kayak or on a boat, and so that there's less pressure on there, right? That's probably why they're all there.
There's less pressure over there. And you know what, too? Sometimes when you're out there on your kayaks or float tubes and those big yachts or those big ships go by and create that huge wake, it's pretty sketchy, and it seems pretty safe over that area. There's not much big boat action over there.
Right. Awesome. That's good. There you go, guys. I haven't even keeping up with the comments. Go ahead.
And if you're lucky enough to have a kayak or a boat with a fish finder too, I'm always searching the bay for like a little hole or a rock or something different on the bottom. And if you can find like a little elevation change where it goes from like say 15 feet to 20 feet or 10 to 15 feet, usually there's a fish sitting right at the bottom or right at the top of that divot. So it's a good way to find a fish if you can just find a difference in the depth of the water.
That's true.
If you have the access to a fish finder, which is if you can access one of those, it makes it a lot easier finding the fish. So
let's go over an example, okay? Because I know that like I just got a depth finder finally. I just got a Lowrance unit on my kayak, and so the actual sounder is like right below my seat, right? So what I'm seeing is not in front of me. What I'm seeing is right below me or behind me, right? For you, I assume it's the same thing on the boat because your sounder is probably next to the engine behind the boat, right?
Mine's actually on the center console boat, so it's right.
Is it towards the front?
Like if I'm looking forward, it's right in front of the steering wheel.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, but the actual device that is in the water.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, behind the boat, under the engine.
Yeah, exactly. So you're seeing what you've already passed, basically, right? So how do you take that and target that with your actual line, right? In a boat, it's obvious because you can just walk to the back of the boat and just cast into that direction. But on a kayak, I'd have to like be either like scanning backwards, so I could cast forward and land on the I just scanned over, or
just
go ahead.
Like if you all of a sudden see the elevation change, that elevation change is now behind you.
Right.
It's whatever is directly behind you.
Right.
So if you go past it, depending on which way the current's going, you're either going to turn around and reposition yourself, or position yourself right there and cast out into that area.
Perfect. That makes sense. So like you set up your drift basically. Have you ever fished with have you ever fished with the like with drop shot, where it's just right off the back of the boat, not casting? like where you can see the line in the sonar?
No, I've never tried that.
Because that seems
I've
like
never tried that.
that seems like it'd be fun. I tried doing that in just outside of Mission Bay, like outside the jetty. We went out to like 70, 80 feet, and we're doing that. I was watching the sonar and I was seeing like these little clumps of like a little change in elevation, like you said, and then maybe like a rock, and then you can see like all the fish floating on top of it. And I was like, okay, there it is. And we just cast, and it's like
I did that series in. I've tried that before for sure.
But it's probably hard to do that in the bay because it's so shallow.
Yeah, that if you're looking for rockfish or you're trying to go out a little deeper and finding some kind of underwater structure in deeper water, yeah, that's the way you would do it.
Yeah, it's probably more doable in like San Diego Bay, like for like some bigger sand bass or something.
Yeah. And you know, one thing I've never done, which I've always kind of wanted to, was go. For some reason, I never make my way all the way to the south end of San Diego Bay for fishing for bonefish, and I've never done it. And I just started thinking about it recently, and of course, we went into quarantine, so I didn't get a chance. But have you experienced? I hear you use a shrimp or maybe you use a drop shot over there to catch bonefish. Have you had any experience with bonefish?
I haven't. Like the only bonefish I've caught one bonefish before. It was like on a Ned rig, just like a random thing. I think I might have snagged it. But
right.
But
I've caught one randomly too. But I hear you can target them down there in the south end. I hear that's like some guys are into doing that down there.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Since I'm on the kayak, I haven't been able to explore that far south. I want to. I know there's like a section of that that's blocked off, but I haven't really taken the time to like look for a place to launch. But it sounds like a fun adventure to go try fish up there.
Yeah, I know that you can get leopard sharks down there and smoothhound sharks. I know they're pretty heavy down there, but I've never gone for the bonefish down there.
That'd be a fun catch on a kayak to get a leopard shark. It'd be fun.
Yeah, there's some pretty big leopard sharks in San Diego Bay.
Nice. Super cool. Awesome. So let's see. We got the fishing tips going. That's good. And I want to ask you about. Let's see. Do you fish La Jolla when you're out when you're able to fish?
Yeah, I love to fish at Keltop for La Jolla.
All right, cool.
Fish for calicos. It's one of my favorite fish to fish for.
Nice. Okay, cool. And do you ever target yellowtails or yellowtail?
I do. So I'd love to do more yellowtail fishing, but I'm so geared up into bass fishing. That's mainly what I do is I fish for bass. But if I'm out there and they're biting, of course I'm going to go for those also.
Yeah, perfect. Nice. Awesome, Brian. Well, thanks for calling in and checking in and giving us a good fishing topic to talk about. Shoot, this is good.
Yeah, no problem. I hope everybody's staying safe out there during the quarantine, and I can't wait to get back to fishing. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll get to fish together soon.
Yes, I'd love to. Have a great show.
Awesome, you too. Thank you. How we going?
All right. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian, for calling in. I appreciate that. It makes the show so much more entertaining than just watching me talk to myself. Let's catch up on these chats, guys. All right. Oh, yeah. I see the chats rolling through. I like it. Let's see. Oh, man. This is good. Let's see if I see any new faces in here. What up, Philip? Philip, welcome. Oh, here's another call. Let's see what's calling in today. Love it. Call dropped out. Call back. I think that might have been Coach Worf. Go ahead and call back, Coach, if you're ready. Let's see. What up, Philip? Welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Matty Two Hooks in the house. What's up, Matt? Thanks for jumping on here. Hope you're having fun. Try and lip a Hallie. Do not try to lip a Hallie, guys. Oh, you guys are so funny. Back Bay Bones, small bites. Let's see. Hide. Boom. Welcome to Fishy Hour. Good day. Good
did,
day,
did
mate.
Did I get through this time? I dropped my phone last time. Sorry about that.
No worries. It's all good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. There's something really important happening tomorrow that everyone needs to know about.
Let's do it. I think I saw it, but I want you to let us know because I think you have a better understanding of what's going on with that. Go for it.
So the Department of Fish and Game is having an emergency meeting tomorrow. They're allowing the public to comment via email and voicemail. So it's important that everyone that's willing to send an email sends an email. You can go look it up on their site. They're talking about temporarily suspending fishing. One of the big topics at hand is postponing the Sierra trout opener. But most of us are pretty much in agreement. They're going to try to use it to close fishing. If they do so, it's going to take them a long time to reopen it again, and it will be a ticketable offense, just like being on the beach. $1,000, 6 months in prison.
Wow, it's crazy.
So anyone that's willing to write an email or send a voicemail into them, just word it as nicely as you can. Be like, there's no need for this. It is not necessary. If you guys want to postpone the trout opener or whatever to keep the residents in Bishop and in northern Mono County. That
makes sense. There's a difference between postponing an event and closing fishing. So, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Can you
there's a tremendous difference.
What's the URL for that? Or what's the?
I don't have the URL on hand.
Who's putting on the meeting? I'll look it up real quick.
It's the actual Fish and Wildlife Commission. They're having an emergency meeting tomorrow. There's links all over the boards, and I've seen it on Instagram and stuff on other people's phones. So information is definitely out there about this.
Here we go. Meeting. Okay, yeah. If anybody has a link, can you guys throw it in the chat? I'm gonna look it up on Instagram real quick just so I can have it up here. That's really good information. I kind of glossed over it. I'm guilty of that. I should have looked at it a little bit better. So I appreciate you calling in and letting us know, guys.
Yeah, it's super important.
If you call in and leave a voicemail or call in or send an email, make sure you do it in a way that's respectful so that they don't dismiss your email. If you do it in a way that's disrespectful, I'm not gonna even. I don't think your email or your message will have as much weight as if you were respectful. Okay.
Yeah, they'll probably just delete them out of hand. And as I've often pointed out, the Department of Fish and Wildlife is probably the #1 anti-fishing organization in California.
That's crazy because we pay all those fees, and pretty much it's probably how they. Anyway, so you know what would be a good call in if Chris with CAA is available, give us a call, or maybe if Dan's if Dan's available. Captain Dan, if you're available, let us know. CCA, Chris may call in. Perfect. Yeah, if CCA Chris can call in, that would be great. Give us an update and tell us what we should be doing because I think this is like their bread and butter. So this is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave it to you and the boys, but I just wanted to make sure that it got brought up. I want to make sure as early in the show as possible.
Excellent.
So we reach as many people as we can.
Perfect. Sounds good. We have 30 people on.
If they shut it down, it might be 6, 8, 10 months before they open it again.
Right, and that's all fishing, not just postponing an event.
And like I said, that makes it a ticketable offense the minute they do that.
Crazy. That's crazy. All right. So at
that point,
it won't even matter if there's a boat ramps open or not, because
yep,
crazy.
Yep,
right.
the joggers and dog walkers will get back to it, and we will be standing there with. Yeah, it's going to be really terrible if they do this, and everyone that I've talked to is like 99% sure they're going to try to just close everything.
Man, it's not right.
So, all right, Roman, I'll let you get back to it.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks for bringing this up. We need to talk about this. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Peace.
Peace. Boom, guys! Sound the alarms, right? That's some serious stuff. And here we go. Jet put up the email. Perfect. Thank you so much. So Jet put up the email, fgc@fgc.co.gov for comments. And then let's see if Chris from CCA can give us a call and give us a little update. That'd be great. Sent through Instagram for you, Roman. Thank you, Oscar. I'm going to look it up real quick. Got it. Oh, perfect. Okay. Let's see. California Fish and Game Commission to hold emergency meeting. Instagram. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Where is it? Ron, what's happening to Nelson's spotty painting? What happened to Nelson's spotty? Oh, here's a call coming in. Welcome to Fishy Hour. This is Roman.
Hey, Roman, it's Chris from CPA.
What up, Chris? Thank you so much for answering the call. Literally, the call, like the bat signal went up, and we're like, we need to figure out what's going on. We need to contact the right people for this. So, can you give us a little brief on what we should do as a community?
Yeah, my ears are ringing, man. Well, first off, hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy out there. Thank you guys for shooting me a quick text there to call in. So basically, this whole deal with tomorrow, the California Fish and Game Commission is holding an emergency meeting to determine whether to give the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, power to shut down sport fishing in California. So what that means is they're trying to determine whether they want to give that authority to the department. But really the main concern coming out of it is they're really concerned about the rural communities, specifically Mammoth and Bishop and those guys with the trout openers coming up. They're really concerned. Those communities are really concerned of all these people coming into their territory, to their facilities and all of that. And they they're hoping that their trout openers are getting postponed. Ultimately, what they're really concerned about is all these people coming up to those areas and potentially bringing in any disease into those communities where the facilities aren't really, they're not really geared up for the massive population.
Right.
Potentially, if there's an outbreak of the COVID-19 up there.
Right.
So that's really where this comes from.
That makes sense. So, but the fact is that if they do end up closing it, it would affect everybody else that's not in those communities, right?
Well, not necessarily. So ultimately, what we've called the commission to do, there's actually a letter that CCA California, the Coastside Fishing Club, along with ASA, the American Sport Fishing Association, it's all over Facebook. If you go to our Facebook page, Coastal Conservation Association California, can't talk tonight, our Facebook page along with our website, you can actually read that letter there if you haven't already. But ultimately what we're asking them to do is not do a blanket closure, but also do what we're calling surgical closures. So ultimately what will happen is they'll actually determine which communities need to be closed and which don't. So ultimately, that's what's going to happen. Tomorrow is the call at 8:30 a.m. Also on our Facebook page, you can find in the call-in information along with how to participate in the webinar, and everyone is more than welcome to do that. We certainly will be there in full force along with all of our government relations committee members and all that good stuff. But we are definitely well in the fight. We've been talking to the department ever since last week when this first came up. So we are in contact with them, and we're still continuing to work with them on this whole issue.
Perfect. I'm putting up the email on the screen for these guys. There it is. Okay, perfect. Man,
yep, there it is.
So should we have so let me rephrase my question, I guess. So what should we be emailing, if anything, or when we call or when we go to this meeting, should we be trying to speak as well, or how does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, so there should be public comment. Every government, but please call in. Please, voice your concern. I know a lot of people, especially from the wet side, especially right now. Fishing is a little bit more than a sport right now. It's a source of food and a source of
Exactly. Yep.
just a way to feed their families.
Right.
So, we need all those concerns to be brought forth in front of the commission.
Perfect.
Before they make this determination tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to, anyone is more than welcome to call in and listen in into this meeting coming up tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Perfect. And guys, Captain Dan just put up the phone number on the chats. It's 877-402-9753 with access code 832-4310. So call in tomorrow 8:30 and be polite but firm. Excellent advice from Captain Dan. Chris, thank you so much for giving us this quick update and telling us what to expect and how to prepare for it. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if we're going to if you're going to be back on tomorrow, more than welcome to hear this again tomorrow night and go over what happened.
That would be excellent. If you have the time, I would love to have you back on and let us know what the outcome was. That'd be great. I'm going to call in and I'll know what the outcome is. But I want you to call in and give us like a little bit of perspective. So that'd be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'd love to talk with you. And guys, if you guys have any questions at all, what's going on, or need us to reach out, or please do reach out to us. ccacalifornia.org, or you can reach out to us on our Facebook page or even Instagram as well. We're answering the calls. I know my phone's been blowing up all day. I know Wayne has as well, the executive director for CCA Cal. But yeah, we'd love to answer all your questions and walk everyone through what's going on here.
Awesome. Dude, thank you so much, Chris. Perfect.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys, there we go. So see how this kind of situation evolves and little side project like this show becomes a good way to share this kind of type of information, and it's a benefit to all of us. So great. I'm so happy about the way everybody kind of came together. We got Chris on the phone. Dan put up the contact information. Oscar sent me the link. Excellent. See, it's all like a machine, right? We're like a little community. So make sure you guys, if you guys can, jump on there tomorrow 8:30 and make your presence known in a good way. Okay? Perfect. Oh, let's go back here. Get some of these comments. Let's see. Yeah, I see all the good feedback. Yep. Good, perfect. Roman, what's happening to Nelson's body painting? Oh, yeah. So Nelson's body painting, it's right here. There it is. Do you see it? Oh, sorry. I'm pointing with the mouse and you can't see it. There it. Wait. As I go inside. Oh. The lag. It's back there. You see it? I need to move it into. So all of my fish things, like all my shirts and my flag and everything is facing to the left. So I need to make more stuff that faces to the right so I can balance out my scene. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. Anyone who purchased a 2020 fishing license should get a voucher for 2021. That's a good point. Let's see. Coach is saying they would never consider anything that would benefit the fishing or fishermen in California anyway. Yeah, well, even if they don't consider it, we got to make them consider it. So we got to stay positive and keep fighting the good fight. Okay, so anti-anything outdoors is in California. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Good job. They want to stop all fishing in California, saltwater too. That's apparently the crux of it. Yeah. So they're trying to just do a blanket freeze on fishing. And they need to get an earful from us saying that it is better for them to close down certain spots if they need to, like or move the event or postpone that event, so that, I mean, there's other ways to limit people gathering in big crowds without closing fishing. So I have another caller coming in. Let's see what they have to say. Thank you for calling Fishy Hour. This is Roman.
Roman, it's Wayne Cotto from CCA, California. I heard Chris was just on.
Awesome. Yeah, he's just on. Great. But we're willing to give you some time. So let us know what's going on.
So we got a lot of things going on, actually. You know, government doesn't stop just because we got a little virus going around.
Yep.
But we have an emergency meeting tomorrow. I know you guys just discussed it.
Yep.
There's a double-edged sword here, and I think that's what needs to be really brought out. The department and the commission are not trying to shut all fishing down. That is just fake news that got a headline out there,
Okay.
and everybody's panicking over it.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Perfect.
It's about being safe and protecting the public, and it's all about controlling the spread.
That makes sense.
And we all have to be responsible. And unfortunately, what we find is that it's not us. It's not the responsible people that understand social distancing and wearing a mask and gloves and keeping your distance and being responsible. It's not us. It's the other people that aren't doing it that we have to be protected from. And that's where the caution has to come in. We don't like it, but it's always that couple of few people that ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what the word has to get out. We don't want to shut fishing down. None of us do.
Okay.
But we have to be responsible and understand that right now we have to control this or it's going to get worse, not better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's probably the biggest issue.
Yeah, I agree with that getting worse.
We have an issue with we don't want the Fish and Game Commission to really, give over their authority, but we understand the situation of where we're at.
Right.
So CCA Cal has been in the mix with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, with the commissioners. We wrote a letter that got all the way up to the governor. We are in partnership with a lot of groups. We have our allies, the American Sport Fishing Association, Coastside Sport Fishing up north. We're working with other groups like CSL or even other groups that are in the north or the south. We're all working together, but it's a hard subject matter to have to conquer, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to take it back to the scenario of the worst common denominator of the person that's not listening to what's going on and not being safe.
That makes sense. Yep.
So that's where we're at. But in the meantime, guys, we have not just this emergency meeting. We're in the middle of Pacific Fisheries Management Council, which is the regional NOAA body that manages all of our groundfish, our pelagic species, our live bait, our habitat. That group is going on right now, and it's all being run through webinars and conference calls. And we're working on, some pretty big issues right now.
Oh, crazy.
So that's all going on at the same time, guys. We aren't laying down. We've got other things that are also all getting worked at the same time.
Awesome. That's awesome. So then what can we do to support? Like what's our call to action?
Support tomorrow is they really do need to hear from people and their feelings about why we, as the majority of us, are responsible outdoors people and are willing to be responsible in being out there and we'll separate out and do the social distancing and masks and all that. And that we shouldn't be shutting down all the fishing because that's not the goal. And they know that, but they need to hear it. Right? So that's good. But when you do call in, again, be respectful. And always, if you can, and here's one that I really try to live by. We all know that there's issues. We all know that the problems, and we can get mad about them. But always think about it from a different aspect. If you are in the shoe making the decision, when you have a problem, the question that always comes up is, okay, so what do you want to do to help solve this problem? Be solution oriented. If you can come up with something unique or novel or helpful, that goes a lot farther than just being argumentative.
Yeah, just being a complainer, basically. Yeah, you're showing up with a solution instead of more problems.
And that's what we've been trying to do. We always try to provide a solution. We're trying to tell them how to be strategic on if they need to close, how better to close, or when to close, or how long to close, and that we make sure that we don't leave things open-ended.
Right.
That, you know what, the first edict that they should have put out and still continue to put out is that everybody fishing or outdoors should wear a mask. It's not, having everybody wear it helps with not only the person that is potentially giving it, but it's also you protecting from receiving it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a double edge.
Yep.
So if everybody does that, I think we go a long way right in the beginning of fixing this problem.
Yep.
But you don't hear that everywhere, and I think that message really needs to get out there. You want to help us? Help yourselves by, being safe.
Yep.
And, and then if we can all prove that we can do that, if we all police ourselves, that'll go a lot longer to helping fix this problem and making it go away faster.
Yep.
The numbers have to drop. If the numbers in the next week or two don't go up to the numbers that they're expecting,
it's going to get worse.
A win. This thing could come down faster.
Yeah.
But if they do start escalating, then we got a problem. They're going to have to figure out what else they need to do to fix it.
Yeah, and then even if they do drop, we still got to keep a little bit of that social distancing, or otherwise,
got to be vigilant.
Yeah, you still got to be, because it'll spike up just as fast. Yeah. Yep.
Right. So as we get out, as we get to have a little bit more space, the disease isn't gone. The vaccine still isn't there.
Exactly.
So we're still going to have to be safe. We're still going to have to mask up and clean ourselves off and sanitize our hands and our surfaces.
Yep.
Just be smart.
Perfect.
Be responsible.
Awesome.
That goes a long way. And police the people that aren't doing it correctly. Help them.
Yeah.
Teach them.
Yep.
That's the message.
Yep. Perfect. Well, Wayne, I appreciate you taking the time to really articulate the stuff for us. It's perfect. I really appreciate it. Your speaking style is so clear. It's great. So thank you for calling in. And either if you or Chris can call in tomorrow after this meeting and give us a little update, that would be awesome.
Excellent. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. Thanks, Wayne.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, guys. That was an excellent update. Oh, I forgot to switch the camera. But yeah, so very good. All good information, guys. Today's show is turning out to be a real resource for us fishermen. So big shout out to CCA for taking the time to call in and giving us this great information. So if you guys, it's going to be a straight up plug for CCA right now, guys. These guys are obviously out there working for our fishing rights. If you haven't become a CCA, CCA California.org is the website. CCACalifornia.org is the website. Go check them out and pitch in a little bit and get a membership, and let's support these guys because they're out there obviously working for us. Okay. Those are my plugs. So I really appreciate them taking the time to talk with us. Okay. Let's see. Gonna go back to the chat real quick. I'm sure it's gonna get charged and heated a little bit, but it's stuff that we need to talk about anyway. So the CCA trifold on the side view, where is that? That's funny. I don't even know where it went. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, I've been fishing with a mask forever. Okay, yeah, exactly, right. Coach Worf always fishes with a mask. Let's see. Okay, there you go, Joseph. Thank you, CCA. Appreciate that. Mike's in the house. Agree. Vince thinks that. Yeah, exactly. Call with solutions, not just problems. Okay, Brian. I also almost always fish with a buff mask to protect from the sun. Yeah, exactly. So, guys, that is going to be the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got a lot of information. And again, if you haven't already, go check out ccacalifornia.org and let's help these guys help us, right? It wasn't intended to be a plug for ccacalifornia.org, but obviously, as you can see, there is a need for organizations like theirs. So let's support them, okay, if you can. Okay, so thanks again for jumping on here and spending this hour with me and talking about fishing and enjoying ourselves. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll be back up at 7 p.m., hopefully with a status update on this meeting. If you have the time to join that meeting, tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning, look at the chat. Captain Dan put up the call information. And if it's not there, you can also go look for it at the Coastal Conservation Association of California on Facebook. They'll put you through to the right place. So yeah, hang in there, guys. I know it's tough to not be able to fish, and especially when you hear this kind of stuff happening, it makes you kind of maybe even get mad. Channel that anger into positivity and use it to help us stay fishing. Okay, so let's kick the show off. Okay, let's bring the show back down. Slow me down, slow my roll with this chill music. Thanks again for joining us. I had a blast like always. I'm enjoying these shows more and more. I appreciate you guys coming on. Look at that, we're still at 32 people in the chat. It's getting crazy in here. I love it. Before you go, give this live stream a thumbs up. And if your friends are curious about what's going on with this meeting, share this cast with them. Tell them to scroll about halfway through and get to hear what Chris and Wayne from CCA got to say. So really, really appreciate it, guys. Again, Chris and Wayne from CCA California. Thank you. And thanks for chiming in, guys. Sorry, Coach, we didn't get to do story time with Coach this evening, but we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Other than that, have a good evening. Talk to you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Cheers. We'll let the song play out. Woo! All right, good night, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m.